Everybody, we're doing a little family cooking today. Come on in. We're making a split pea soup, something pretty simple. We rinsed these off, we soaked them, they're ready to go. I couldn't find ham hock, which traditionally goes into a pea soup, but I found a nice pork loin, so I cut a piece. I'm searing it off in this pan, as you can see here. It looks beautiful. Getting nice and caramelized, and this is going to create the flavor in the bottom of the pan, which then we're going to add our mirepoix, the carrots, onion, little bay leaf, celery. We're going to take this out. We have some hungry people here that want to eat. See how nice? We're going to now add the mirepoix to our pot. Carrots. Onion. A little more. Celery. Carrots, onion, celery. We're going to stir it around so they start to cook. And with this, we're going to add our spices. Like I said before, if you don't want to add the turmeric and the smoked paprika, you don't have to, but I'm going to add it in. We're going to create a nice fond in the bottom of this pan with all this, and when you come back, you'll see how we finish it. We're going to add a little white wine to this. If you look in here how beautiful, they're sauteed off. You see the nice colors from the spices we put in. It's adding a lot of flavor. You don't have to add white wine at this point. You can go straight to making your soup, but I'm going to add a little bit since we have it on hand, just to the glaze. Obviously, it adds another element of flavor. When that reduces, which will reduce pretty quick if I increase this heat, we stir around, lift up all this stuff at the bottom of the pan, obviously. That's all our flavor. We have our chicken stock here ready to go. Let that reduce a little bit, and then we're going to add the split peas. Like I said earlier, we soaked these for about a half hour, rinsed them. You need to really rinse these like 2 or 3 times until the water runs clear. It looks a little bit gray or a little bit cloudy. You got to keep rinsing them to get all the stuff off it, so it's nice and clean when you go to cook it. If you look in here now, we have a nice little beginning of a soup. We're going to add the split peas, just like that. Get them all in there. Give it a little stir, like so. And now we're going to add the chicken stock and the bay leaf. Chicken stock, right in, like so. See how nice? The ratio should be about maybe 2 times the amount of chicken stock to what you have for the pea soup, for the split peas. Now we're going to add our bay leaf. We're going to let this cook. We're going to let this cook for at least 30 minutes. Check out our pea soup. It's all cooked. The peas are breaking apart real nice. See that? So, this is the deal. We are going to remove the bay leaf. And we're going to remove the pork. Right? We're going to set it aside for now. Now, the next step is I like to save some of the soup, keep it chunky before I blend it. So I'm going to take about 2 ladles out so we have some body to the soup rather than just a completely pureed. But if you want a completely pureed soup, you can just puree the whole thing. I'm going to hold this to the side. Now, I have a hand blender. You don't have a hand blender, you can always use your regular blender. But I like the hand blender for 2 reasons. 1, it's easier. And 2, the cleanup is nothing. Once you're done, you rinse this off, you're done. When you use something like this, you got a bigger mess. So we're going to use the hand blender. Just be careful. Stick it in before you turn it on so you don't get it all splashed. Stick it in, turn it on, and we can go like that. And we keep going around and round and round until we puree everything. This is the soup that we saved. This has been beautifully pureed. If you wanted to keep it like that, you obviously could. I'm going to add this. Then we're going to stir it through to incorporate it all. Now, to plate this nice, instead of taking this big pot and going to your dish, here's a little trick. Put it in something smaller that you can hold, and it's not hot. So you pour it all in here, like so. And then you can go to your plate and not have to carry this whole thing. So we're going to go over here to our dish. Here's our dish. We're going to plate this nicely. There we go. Really nice. And maybe a little more. Like so. Like that. Now, we're going to put a little bit of that pork on top. So here's that pork. Really beautiful, cooked in with the soup. If you don't want it and you want to leave the pork out, you can. There we go, like so. like that, right? Just like that. Now I made a little bit of olive oil with that smoked paprika. You can add a little cayenne, you can leave this out entirely, whatever you want to do. It just adds a nice element of color to the dish. Like so. And back again. Okay? And then if you really want, you can go all the way and you can garnish it. These are the inside leaves of celery. They're delicious and they're really great for salads and for garnishing. They have a nice flavor. So we're going to put it in, and there you have your split pea soup.